everyone. Welcome to the Dream.Us New Scholars Office Hours. This is like your first time getting to meet some of the staff of the Dream.Us. As you can see, all of us are here. Some will be in the chat later on to help you out as well. But we want you to introduce yourself. Since you are a new scholar to us, we're so happy you've accepted the scholarship and you'll be part of the family. So in the chat, please introduce yourself. Tell us your partner college that you're going to go to, and if you're a national or an opportunity scholar, we'd love to get to know you. So the reason why we have office hours is because we are doing a series of onboarding emails for you this summer to help orient you to our program. And we know that this Monday, we sent you your program guide. And you may have looked at it and said, wow, 17 pages. This is a lot to read. So the good news is that this is going to be your Bible throughout your entire scholarship journey. It's going to answer about 90% of the questions you may have about how the scholarship works. And you can bookmark it, you can print it out, you can keep it with you however you want. You can keep it to reference it as you go to college and have things that come up. And we know it's also really hard to sort of wait all summer to find out how your scholarship is going to work. So right now the team is here. We're here for 30 minutes. So we're going to hard stop at 6:30 and we're going to help you get to know your scholarship program guide. So the folks on camera that you're seeing right now, I'll just do like quick introductions of them because you'll learn more about them and meet us all over the summer. So first we have Elena Solario. She is our Director of Scholarship Programs. She's the one who's going to be answering probably most of our questions that you have today. Then we have Hayne Lee, our Director of Programs and Evaluation. We have Chris Aviles, our Senior Program Manager. And then we have Melanie, our Program Manager, and Melanie and I are actually graduates of the Dream.Us ourselves. So the team of Hayne, Chris, and Melanie actually work together on partner college and scholar supports. So as I say, there's going to be many more people helping you out throughout the summer. You'll get to know them. But today we are starting with the program guide. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so that you can see what I'm going to walk you through today. All right, so you'll see this page up here is called New Scholar Central. So if you've been reading our emails, that's great. You'll see that we're sending a series of 5 emails this summer. And in case you missed one or you can't find it in your inbox or you're like, oh, did I forget to do something? You can also bookmark New Scholar Central. And one of my colleagues will put the link in the chat for me. So you can bookmark this. And basically, we're going to post all of those emails here for you so that you can get to keep track of the emails. So here's the first one that we sent with your scholar commitments and save the dates for our summer events. And here's the second one with our National Scholarship Program Guide. So what I want to talk about today is your guides. So they look like this. This is our National Program Guide. And this is our Opportunity Program Guide. So they're very similar, except they pertain to the particular scholarship that you were awarded. For those of you in the Opportunity Program with us, you will see that your questions are being answered by Hayne Lee. She's our relationship manager for the Opportunity Program. She also manages our New York partner colleges. But today we'll go through what you can find in the guide. As I say, they're both kind of similar, so I'm going to show the national for now. And these are some things you can find in the guide. So first of all, I hope you read the very first sentence up here. You're part of a community of over 10,000 scholars and graduates across the country. That's pretty big. And we're so proud of that. And we're really happy to have you be part of that. So know that you aren't joining something new. You're joining something that many other scholars, graduates have gone through, and now you are going to take that journey yourself. So what I want to call attention to here is, do you see the squares and the circles? So orange and red fonts. So the guide actually serves 2 types of our scholarship recipients. Those that were awarded in 2022 and earlier and before, and those like you who are awarded in 2023. So you'll pay attention to the red titles in the red font with the circles next to them. Anything else in blue or black, that applies to everyone, but particularly for you all in the 2023 cohort, please pay attention specifically to those headers in red font with the circles. Now, right here on page 2, you have ISTS program information right here. So we want to let you know that, again, you can always come back to this guide to find the ISTS customer support program information there. And here is your table of contents. So I just want to let you know what sort of things are in this guide if you haven't had a chance to read it yet. So right away, we're telling you how to manage your award. So there's all kinds of things covered here. Like, how do you track your award? When do you receive your award? Do you have to do anything to receive your award? What is covered? What is not covered by your award? And then we have things like your stipend. Some of you may be curious how the stipend works. So that's all here. When and how you'll receive your stipend. And then we have other questions that may come up, like what happens if I get permanent residency? Can I use my award for study abroad? And can I use my award for summer classes? So going through, we have other things that may come up for you in your college journey. Sometimes we know challenges happen, we struggle, we need a break. So we have that here. Can I take a term off? Can I be less than full-time? What happens if my GPA falls below 2.5? So most of the questions you will have, as I say, are answered here for you in this guide. So what I want to do right now for anyone in the chat, if you have a burning question about the program guide, please let us know. We are here to help you. We're going to be here for the next, let's see, 25 minutes or so, and we want to chat with you. And if you want to come off mute and introduce yourself, please do so as well. All right, I see we have Ariadna, National Scholar going to Arkansas Tech. Nice. And Damaris, National Scholar attending SUNY Old Westbury. Very nice. Anyone else want to introduce yourself in the chat or come off mute? You're welcome to do that. Ask us any questions that you want to ask us. We are here for you today.
Hi, I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
Well, my name is Fatima, and I'm a new scholar. I'll be attending Dominican University here in Illinois. And when I accepted my award, I had listed another partner college, which was UIC. And I don't know how to update that because I already met with Dominican's counselor and advisor, and they have already all my information and they have the scholarship over there. But I remember when I listed the partner college, I had put UIC. I don't know if that's still gonna come up to you guys, or do I have to update it?
Okay, so I will say our Illinois partner colleges, things work a little differently there. So you're gonna have to give me just a moment, Fatima, to actually take a look and see what we had in our records that we awarded you for in Illinois, because you can't just, unfortunately, there's some schools in Illinois where you can't just transfer the scholarship to, because they can only take a limited number of scholars. So I'm going to see what I can find on that real quick. So if anybody else has another question, feel free to jump in while I'm sort of looking on the other end for some information here.
I have a question. My name is Sharina Santos. I'm in New York. I'm a DACA recipient, and I'm going to be attending Hostos Community College. So I'm in a special, I saw in the study guide, in the guide, that it says that if there's a special circumstance, we don't have to be full-time students. However, I'm already enrolled in Hostos and have met with my advisor numerous times, and she explicitly said, you know, that if I'm not full-time, then the scholarship would not be paid out. And I have a cousin who also received the scholarship, and she told me that she had a very hard time having the scholarship pay for her last semester, just because she wasn't able to be full-time. So I'm wondering, is it really true? Can I go back and say, hey, I can't do 4 classes because I have 2 special needs kids and I'm a single mom? So yeah, I just want to know, because everyone is saying, hey, if you aren't full-time, then, you know, this won't happen. But I see in the guide that it clearly says that we don't even have to speak to you guys about it.
Sharina, who are you in conversation with at Hostos?
So in Hostos, I'm in the ASAP program, and my advisor is Jennifer Reynoso. And they're the ones that have told me that I can't be part-time, even at least
Okay.
for the first
Can you?
semester.
Yeah, I know that's a requirement. I want to clarify because I just want to make sure you're in touch with the right person for the Dream.Us scholarship, because that's a different contact. So I don't know if that's the case for ASAP or maybe another program. Can you email me at this email address? I just dropped it in the chat so I can connect you directly to the scholar advisor at Hostos.
Okay.
And then I'll just clarify that you can be part-time. It's not a requirement to be full-time. I see Sedana's pulled it up on the program guide here. And
Yeah, I was
so,
shocked when I read it.
yeah, I think at CUNY, it's not necessarily the advisor's fault per se. It's just there's so many programs a lot of the time. And so all these programs have different requirements, and some people do get mixed up. You know, we also have in New York, the DREAM Act, which is state aid. And I know there's confusion around the DREAM Act.
Yes,
and the
I'm actually
Dream.Us.
confused about that myself.
Yes, so just know that this scholarship is separate from state aid. It does not have a full-time enrollment requirement. That being said, there is a limited amount of time you can use your award at a community college. So you do have 3 years to use your award at a community college level before you have to transfer to a 4-year college to continue being eligible for the scholarship. So just be mindful. You can definitely be part-time, but just plan ahead and know that there are certain requirements for this particular scholarship.
Okay, no problem. I'm going to email you now.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you, Hayne.
And
And as Hayne, oh, sorry, go ahead. I was just gonna say, as Hayne referenced, I'm just showing right here the time you have to complete your degree. Go ahead, Elena.
no worries. Fatima, I just took a look, and you're actually showing at Dominican University, so you are all set.
Okay, thank you. That was my concern.
Elena, though, for people not in Illinois, what would you recommend of how they would go around changing their partner college if they want to?
Absolutely. So if you are looking to actually enroll in a different partner college than the one that you selected when you accepted the scholarship, you will actually fill out our request form, which can be found in your ISTS Scholar portal. So Sedana is showing a picture of it right here in the guide. And there's a little button there that says the Dream.Us request form, and you would just click on that button, say you want to transfer schools, and then let us know what school it is that you want to transfer to. The caveat to transferring schools, though, I will say, is it has to be a school in your state, because most of our partner colleges are public universities. And so the in-state tuition piece does come into play. And then for our private partner colleges, because tuition and fees are so much higher, that is when they're only able to take a limited number of scholars, and we limit those to those that are already in that state. So just that little caveat on transferring. But you know, say you're in New York, you initially selected that you're going to go to Bronx Community College, and you've decided you're actually going to start at Lehman. You would just fill out this form, let us know that Lehman is now where you're going to attend, and we'll be able to make the updates in our system. And it's key that you do that, because unless you are showing up on the correct partner college's reports that they get from us, we cannot pay you. So if you haven't made that change and you're still listed at, you know, say Bronx Community College, when they go to let us know who all's enrolled, they're going to tell us you're not enrolled, and then no monies are ever going to be sent. So make sure you're letting us know.
I have a question. For New York, they have the Dream Act scholarship. What about if you don't meet the requirements for the Dream Act? Will that still affect this scholarship or not?
Yeah, that's a great question. So for not just New York students, but if you are in a state that requires, that has state aid available to you, we do ask that you apply for state aid. In fact, we do say it's a requirement for you to apply for state aid if it is available in your state, but we also understand that you may not fit the eligibility requirement. So just know that if you don't fit the eligibility requirement, you're not eligible to receive the DREAM Act. That won't hurt your scholarship eligibility. That's in fact why we're here, because we know that not everyone will be eligible for state aid. But if you do have specific questions about the state aid application process, we highly encourage you to reach out to your scholar advisor on campus. They're very familiar with the state aid application process. I know at CUNY, for example, they have workshops on helping you fill out your state aid application. So if you have any questions, I've dropped my email. If you're a New York scholar, for example, and have specific questions about who to talk to about the DREAM Act, feel free to email me. But to answer your question, it won't disqualify you from this scholarship.
Thank you.
Thanks, Hayne. And what Hayne is referring to is on page 10 of the guide. Will my award be reduced by other financial aid? And we list the states here: Colorado, Illinois, New Jersey, New York, and Virginia. So as we mentioned, most of your questions are probably in this guide, and we're here to help you out. So what else do you want to know? Tell us. We can't wait.
Hi, I'm an opportunity scholarship recipient. And I just wanted to know if like what happens if your scholarship runs out before you graduate, if that can even happen.
So we hope that doesn't happen, first of all. And so you have 4 years of funding, and we just want to clarify, I just want to clarify really quick, if there are any other opportunity scholars in the room with us tonight, that the opportunity scholarship is really a full ride scholarship. So even though our scholarship is up to $20,000 a year for cost of tuition and fees, room and board, and meals, each of your partner colleges are also committing their own private scholarship funds to cover your full cost of attendance. So don't worry that our scholarship only covers $20,000 a year. You'll know it covers the rest of that cost for your full cost of tuition and fees. So you have that funding for up to 4 years. We hope that you graduate. A lot of our opportunity scholars, in fact, almost all of them graduate within 4 years. So you're in good company. But we do have some safety nets in place. So if you do feel like you're going through an extenuating circumstance, if you do think you need to take a semester off, again, you'll reach out to me, let me know. We encourage students to figure out what their plan looks like to graduation. And if they don't think they'll quite get there in time, we also have bridge funding, which is up to 1 semester's worth of additional funding. If you have 15 credits or less to graduate and you've exhausted all of your funds, we have an application process where you will send us your graduation audit, your latest transcript, and an explanation of why you need that additional semester of funding. Just a footnote there that bridge funding is only available under extenuating circumstances. So we review those cases only if you have 1 semester left to graduate and you've run out of funds. That's for the opportunity scholarship. I don't know, Sedana or Elena, that might be a good segue to, I don't know if we want to jump into the request form for national scholars. I think it's a good question if national scholars are out of funding or time.
So yeah, as Sedana is working on getting down to that page, what Hayne just mentioned also goes for our national scholars, but you have a specific place to go to fill that information out. Again, it is for if you have 1 term, 15 credits or less in order to graduate. You would go to the request form, and there is a section on there for if you need additional funds or additional time. And the difference between those is the additional time is you've already hit that time limit that Hayne mentioned earlier, and you have 1 semester left to graduate, or you have already run out of money and you have 1 semester left to graduate. That can all be taken care of here within the request form. You would still have to also upload a copy of your degree audit and a transcript for those requests. It just is it takes place here in this form versus having to go directly to Hayne with an email for the opportunity scholars.
Okay, one more question. And we're for the opportunity scholarship. So we're required to do 15 credits, right? Minimum. Right.
So in order to graduate within 4 years, the majority of our Opportunity Scholars do take full-time enrollment, and it is a requirement for the Opportunity Scholarship to be enrolled full-time unless you're graduating early. So in your last semester, if you don't meet the full 15 credits to graduate, that's in that last semester, we'll make an exception for you to go part-time. But otherwise, you do need to be enrolled full-time. And Nathan, maybe I'll ask, do you have credits that you're transferring over from a community college maybe?
Yeah, I'm transferring over 16.
Okay, that's great. So again, that should go towards your major and help you get to the finish line faster. And then our colleague here, Gabby, is texting in from her phone that we do have other supports for our Opportunity and National Scholars if you need credits. I don't know if we want to jump into the CLEP exams right now and the CLEP credits in modern states, but there are different supports where you can earn credits for free outside of the scholarship, outside of your college. We'll drop a link. You'll get emails from us all about the different types of resources. We always emphasize that we're more than a scholarship. And so if you do have trouble, if you're concerned about funding your full college journey, your college career, just know that we have additional supports for that and a ton of resources.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, thank you all for asking these really great questions. We have about 10 minutes left. So if you want to ask your question, let us know. Just want to give you, this is the Opportunity Program Guide, but I just want to show you a snapshot of your participation summary in the ISTS portal. So this is what it looks like when you log in. And then up here, actually, it tells you a number of things that you can do here in the ISTS portal. So this is for Opportunity. And then for National Scholars, we have your list here of the things that you would go to your portal for. So pay attention to these things. If you want to check like, oh, when was my last payment? It's there in your Scholar portal. How much money do I have left in my award? It's there in the portal. What is my app ID? So you'll see that in a lot of the things that we do, a lot of our programming, a lot of our events, a lot of the opportunities that you'll get to partake in, like conferences, things like that, we will ask for your app ID. So your app ID is going to be in the portal on your homepage, and you will grab it from there. And also super helpful for those on the call, if you are emailing ISTS or emailing us, again, have that app ID ready, because that helps us to locate you in our 10,000 scholars, and so they will find you by app ID. The other thing you can do in ISTS portal is update your email and phone number. So if you are new to college, you're going to be starting college, we encourage you not to have an old high school email in the ISTS portal. Sometimes those are deactivated, or sometimes you get locked out, you can't go back in. So in your ISTS portal, make sure there's a current email that you check regularly so that you don't miss our messages. And also important messages as well, like when there's time to renew. You're going to renew your award every summer. You don't have to reapply again next year. You're going to renew. And we also will send those messages again to your email. So make sure that's up to date. We have a few scholars who don't get the communications from us because they don't know that their email is invalid there. So the portal is going to be very helpful to you throughout your college journey. All right, any more questions? We have about 6 minutes left, or any of our team members on the call want to share anything else, please feel free.
I have a question. The stipend, if you apply for something else within the college, will your amount be reduced?
You mean other forms of scholarship and aid?
That's, I think it's a stipend for books and stuff like that.
Your stipend won't be affected if you get other scholarship and aid. You will get the $750 for every semester you're enrolled, as long as you have scholarship funds left. But the amount that's applied for tuition and fees might be reduced depending on whether it's state aid or another scholarship that you might be receiving.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, of course.
One more question. Do you guys know if when you go to school that if you get book stipends or like like little small funds for books?
Yeah, unfortunately, this is a good question. So a distinction here because we have both national and opportunity scholars. So for national scholarship recipients, you get that stipend, $750 a semester that you're enrolled in until your funds expire. For opportunity, we do not have a stipend. So because the award covers your full cost of attendance, including room and board and housing, we don't have additional funds or stipends for your books and supplies, but sometimes your college does. So we always recommend that you reach out to your scholar advisor on campus because oftentimes your campus may have additional funds or emergency funds that are available to our TheDream.Us scholars. And then we have a lot of recommendations that we'll cover in the months to come in emails, but there's always ways to cheat your way around the system. For example, a lot of our scholars share materials. They are able to download PDFs online. We know that textbooks can be really, really expensive. There are also opportunities in places where you can rent textbooks because we know a lot of the times you only need it for that one semester. So there are different ways to be cost effective without having to break the bank, which we hope that your partner colleges will share with you, your peers, for example. So I know you'll be joining a cohort of many other opportunity scholars on campus who've done this before you, and they can also share resources about what they've done to help cut costs for books and supplies.
Thank you, Ain. All right, anyone else? Any last minute questions that didn't get answered or something in the guide that you didn't understand? Maybe you want us to explain what it means. Any other questions about college, student experience? We're here to help you. No.
I have a question. So how does a stipend work?
So the stipend actually works different at every one of our partner colleges. They all handle it a little differently. So for those that are part of the national program, you will receive a stipend unless you are one of our Purdue Global University scholars. Those that are attending the online school through Purdue do not receive a stipend, but everyone else will. The stipend is sent at the same time that your scholarship award funds will be sent, and those funds typically do not arrive to your school until mid-semester. So again, everyone kind of handles it a little differently. A lot of our current scholars, that very first semester that they are enrolled, they know that they're going to pay out of pocket for their books, and then when their stipend comes in mid-semester, they will save that money for the next semester to then use for their books and things like that. But each school handles the disbursement of those funds differently. So that would be something you would actually need to speak with your scholar advisor about. Some will release it early in the semester and just wait for our funds to come in and sort of pay the school back. Others will give you credit in the bookstore for, X number of weeks, and then they'll close that account out. Others will send it to you once it comes in by check. So it varies by school.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone, for asking those really cool questions. You'll get many opportunities to get your questions answered. Again, we are having these office hours again next Wednesday and then the next Wednesday after that. So you have 2 more opportunities. If there's something you want to learn more about, you don't understand, you want clarified in your program guide. Now you do have to read this program guide entirely and sign the acknowledgement form. So we hope that you'll take some time over the summer to really delve into everything that we have here for you. Here are your scholar commitments that were in the first email. And then here are, the people who are going to support you throughout college. Sometimes we've been mentioning the scholar advisor. You also have a financial aid advisor, and of course, ISTS, where your portal is. So bookmark this, download it, keep it close to you. It'll be a great help throughout your college journey. And I'm going to go back to New Scholar Central because I saw Gabby mention this in the chat. So our summer career series, we're going to be having these events this summer in July. You just show up and you take notes and you learn and you know, have some popcorn, and it's going to be great. We're going to have panels of other dreamers who have started their own businesses, who are entrepreneurs. So we definitely want to invite you to take advantage of this summer. And we also have the New Scholar Welcome. So this is our event where we will gather everyone that has received the scholarship this year and welcome you to the Dream.Us family. We'll have cool guest speakers. We'll have like fun things to share. You'll get to meet the entire team, and we're going to have fun this summer. So we want you to make sure that you keep up with New Scholar Central, the emails, and we'll see you next time. Thank you very much. And thanks to our team for answering those questions. Bye, everyone. Have a good night.